Sometimes if you want to change something, you have to really check yourself and be like, hey, you're procrastinating, or hey, you're being lazy, because that's the only way you're going to really push past it. Hey Vacay Baes, welcome back to my channel. I am officially exiting my lazy girl era because it's time. Recently, I've noticed that I have been in a slump. Hold on, let me put some lip gloss on. Okay, see, sometimes that's all it takes. I'm doing a good job, but I'm not doing the best that I can. And that's just me being 100% real with myself. And it really started with just me having extreme decision fatigue. I was so tired of waking up every single day and being so in charge of everything, guiding yourself into being an independent adult. And I'm not saying that I don't still have parental and family support, because I absolutely 100% do. Having your parents guiding you, and you do all the things that you feel like you should do. You do all the things that you feel like society wants you to do, and you have this path that's just so well lit for you. And then you get to a point where you do those things, you graduate, you know, everything, and then everybody's like, okay, now do what you want to do. And you're like, wait, what? Do what I want to do. And then you kind of start reevaluating. You're like, did I want to do any of the things that I did thus far? Honestly, like any of the things that I've accomplished, did I want to do those things? Like the actual planning of my life was more tiring, I think, than actually just doing the thing. I was just so confused. I was just tired. And I think that tiredness turned into laziness. And sometimes if you want to change something, you have to really check yourself and be like, hey, you're procrastinating, or hey, you're being lazy, because that's the only way you're going to really push past it. And then I also work from home, and a lot of people won't tell you this, but working from home does contribute to laziness if you already have an affinity to being lazy. I'm not saying everybody that works from home is lazy. No way, shape, or form am I saying that. But if you already have procrastination tendencies, it's going to feed into that, because you don't have anybody around here telling you what to do. You don't have anyone micromanaging you. You don't have anyone telling you, you have to get up, you have to do your hair, you gotta wear makeup, you gotta dress presentable, as if when you're going into an office. When I used to work in Tampa, I would have to wake up by a certain time because I had to commute to work. And so I had to be up at least 2 hours before I would leave, or at least an hour before I would leave, so that I could throw on clothes. You know, I had to be presentable. I had to have my hair look nice. Now it's very easy for me to just work in my PJs. Like a lot of times I work in a big t-shirt. Like, you know, I'm not even putting on like loungewear that is like good work from home cute. And I just feel like even me being able to wake up right before I start working, I just built so many bad habits working from home that I didn't have when I was working in a traditional office setting. Now, does that mean that I want to go back into the office? Absolutely not. I just think that being aware of it is the first way to nip certain habits in the bud. And then I also am just ready to snap out of this sleepy girl mentality. I just let it go too far. I cancel so many plans because I want to sleep. You're saying that you can't do certain things because you're too tired, but you haven't even tried to see if you can do them first. I started thinking about some of the things that were affected by me just having this sleepy mentality. One of the big things was my diet. I could be eating way better. I could be cooking more. I'm in the house all the time. Like, there's so much I could be doing for my health. I could be drinking more water. Yeah, I want to be the person who meal preps and like really puts in the time and energy, because you notice the things that like I'm mentioning are not big, huge goals. But something that I'm learning is that the small things add up to those larger goals that you have. So if I can't do ABC, how am I going to do X, Y, and Z? My appearance. Doing my hair. If I could tell y'all how many days I sit around here looking like silly off the color purple. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like there's a lot of days I just don't even care, or that I'll just be in my bonnet all day. Yeah, I love how I'm like airing myself out right now to the world, but I know that I'm not alone. Like I just love being upfront and honest with y'all, because I know that I'm not alone in this, and I just feel like nobody is speaking on it. Oh my gosh, like the amount of days where I am just not presentable but because I'm just more low maintenance. It's more about the time that it takes me to do things. I used to love beating my face. I beat my face down, especially when I was in college and I have no job. But now that I work like almost every day and I'm not really going anywhere, it's not my priority to take an hour or so doing my makeup. But the problem isn't that I'm not doing the makeup. The problem is that I don't want to take the time to do that. You know, it's like, okay, you may not want to do it every day, and that's cool, but do it some days, you know? Do your makeup some days, do your hair frequently, Danae. Like dress yourself up. Like put on a cute little lounge set, put on a cute little dress, like, you know, dress yourself up at least once a week so that you can remember like what it feels like to dress up. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's gotten to the point now when I do dress up, I felt so like, who is this? Like, and I'm gonna pop up a picture so y'all can see. Like, I just had on a black dress, but I felt so like, oh my goodness, because it's going from hot potato on the couch every day, you know, in my Snuggie, to then glam Barbie. And it was just like too shocking to the point where I felt completely uncomfortable. Take the time to get my nails done, you know, like do my toes, just keep myself upkept. And once again, it's not about you needing to do things. Like, these are my nails right now. I have pretty good natural long nails. It's not that they're dirty. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. I keep them clean. Of course, like hygiene, everything is clean, but it's just, I haven't even taken the time to like put a little clear coat on them, you know, or like put some paint on my nails or something. I don't know. I feel like, like I said, I feel like I'm airing myself out and just being too real. My friendships, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to my friendships, you know, that I've been going through stuff. But a lot of times I just don't make plans because I'm like, I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like going out the house. And honestly, that's not a good excuse, because all we have in life is time. And if something were to happen to any of my friends, the first thing that I'm gonna wish is that I had that time back. So I'm just saying everything out loud because like it's a reminder to me, but also a reminder to anybody watching this, that we have to push ourselves to just use that time as best as we can. Relationships, oh man, how many dates have I turned down? Which honestly, no shade, but it probably really ain't nobody that, maybe, no, I can't really think like of anybody that I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have went on a date with you. But I'm just saying, dating, like it takes time to get to know somebody and date. And when you get asked to go on a date, or you get asked, hey, would you want to get to know me? Would you want to go out for a drink? Would you want to go out for lunch? I just don't be wanting to go. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I haven't wanted to go because it just takes a certain amount of energy. It takes a certain amount of energy to like get to know people and go to new spots and try different things. My future husband could be waiting for me to put myself out there. So you just never know. And then I've also fallen into that convenience trap that we all fell into after the pandemic. Grocery pickup. I'm gonna go pick up my groceries. I'm gonna order groceries online because it just doesn't take as much of my day as grocery shopping does. Just wanting to pick everything up, do everything so quick, instant gratification. Like, it's time for me to pull myself out of that, honestly. I just know that God isn't calling me to that. God is not calling me to be lazy. He is calling me for greatness. I felt this since I was young that I was called to do a lot, and I think all of us are. I believe that we all have a purpose here, and I just want to fulfill that purpose. And I know that I'm not going to fulfill that purpose if I'm being lax, if I'm being lazy. And you know, I spoke about this in my last video a bit, but it just comes down to being obedient. When I'm given opportunities to go places, meet people, talk to people, share my story, and just anything, even making this video, like there could be a million other things that I'm supposed to do right now, but I feel called to be open. All of that takes time and energy, and it's just about what we choose to put our time and energy to at the end of the day. I don't want to look back on my life and be like, wow, I had all this time that I was wasting because I was so concerned about my time. Like, it sounds so crazy. It sounds so crazy, but honestly, that's how it's been. Like, even on my weekends, I'm like, oh, I work all week. Like, I just want my time. I just want to chill. I just want to rest. And there's nothing wrong with resting. I think intentionally resting is also what we're supposed to do. But sometimes I take that a little too literally, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to even talk on the phone sometimes too late, because I'm like, if we end up talking for 3 or 4 hours, this is gonna cut into my sleep time. Like, y'all, it's that real. So I'm trying to prepare myself for the greatness that I know that God has called me to, and that is only gonna happen if I'm pushing myself in this game called life, building my endurance, building my stamina for life. If I'm getting so fatigued over every little thing, or not allowing myself to build that stamina, how am I going to really be prepared for what it is that God has called me to do? I haven't been challenging myself, just letting fatigue overtake me. Even thinking about certain things, I'd be like, oh gosh, that just sounds like a lot, you know, instead of just letting myself push through, do it first, and then look back on it and be like, was it really that deep? Like, was it really that deep? 9 times out of 10, it wasn't even that deep. Yeah, there may be some uncomfort there, but at the end of the day, you don't grow in spaces of comfortability. And though I wish it was like that, it's just not. I also just want to see who I could be if I really push myself. I think that going through my journey and growing closer to God, when I look back on who I used to be, I had a lot of ego. I had a big ego, which I feel like most of us do when we're young and we're dumb and we don't know a lot. And then you get older and life just humbles you. And when I got humbled like severely with life, learning a bunch of lessons that I didn't even think that I was going to learn until like deep into my life. And I am not upset about it at all. I know that God makes no mistakes, and I'm happy about everything that I've learned. I'm blessed to have experienced the things that I've learned and then still be brought through them. And I confuse that with settling. And sometimes we can confuse contentment with settling. And I know that God has not called me to settle in anything. So I'm just stepping into that. I'm stepping into that confidence, that Godfidence, you know, that we gain from being close to the Lord, and just knowing that I am built for greatness. And with that is going to come more requirements. So it just is what it is. To whom much is given, much is required. So I'm going to have to step it up. I'm saying all this so that y'all can hold me accountable. So that y'all can hold me accountable, and so that I can hold myself accountable. It boils down to, I don't have any more excuses. I had excuses for the last few years. I had the excuse of the pandemic. I was grieving, and I'm still grieving. My dad passed away. That was huge. That is always going to be something huge. But how long can I use that as an excuse for not continuing his legacy? You know what I mean? Like, how long can I use that as an excuse to not live life? Like, he would want me to live life. So everything that you're going through, it has an expiration on when you can use that as an excuse to not be persevering and pushing through. My anxiety, I dealt with panic attacks and I'm still dealing with panic attacks, but I'm pushing through it. How long am I going to use that as an excuse for why I don't get out and about, why I'm not traveling, why I'm not going to the gym? And so I just realized, like, I gotta push through it. We gotta help each other, y'all. We are a community. We really are. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you so much. If you have any words of encouragement in the comments, please drop them down. Let me know anything you want to see on my channel. Let me know. Like if you like this video. Hope that you stick around. Subscribe so you can be a Vacay Bae. Share, give me some exposure. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya.